The Curious Caterpillar by Elin Jones and Jen Morris. Illustrations by Elin Jones. In the bright light of the moon, a small egg lay on a green leaf. One morning, in the warm sun, pop! Out of the egg came a tiny and very hungry caterpillar. She decided to go on a journey to find some food. It was very hard to find food. The world was in the middle of a lockdown. She couldn't find any of her favourite foods. There were no apples, pears, oranges, strawberries, plums, sausages, or cake. For some reason, it must have been because of the lockdown, all the shops were empty. In the end, the poor hungry caterpillar settled for lots and lots of green leaves instead. She also found a small Easter egg. It must have been forgotten about after an egg hunt during the long Easter holidays. It was super tasty. After eating so many leaves and the delicious Easter egg, she was very tired and needed a rest. She built a small house for herself called a cocoon. She snuggled up and fell asleep and stayed inside her cocoon for 2 whole weeks. Soon enough, it was time for the caterpillar to wake up. She was feeling very hungry. She nibbled a small hole in the cocoon and peered out. The world seemed very quiet. She had imagined that it would be noisier and busier. Finally, she pushed her way out of the cocoon and discovered that she was a beautiful butterfly. While her wings dried off, she watched the world go by. The butterfly saw lots of kindness and sharing in this new world. She liked the look of this world and decided that she wanted to explore some more. She began to uncurl her new wings. It was unusually warm and quiet in this new world. She cautiously flapped her wings. She was eager to explore this new world from high up in the sky. After all that exploring, the beautiful butterfly felt really thirsty and quite lonely. She hadn't seen anyone on her travels. She decided to find a drink first, then she would find some friends. As she looked for a drink, she saw that all the cafes and shops were closed. Eventually, after some searching, she settled with some juicy blossoms. They were delicious. All of a sudden, the butterfly heard a crunching sound. She searched high and low for the sound. Behind a leaf, she saw a little snail with a long story of her own. The snail had seen the whole world on the tail of a whale. He was a very wise snail and explained that he had been living alone for almost 6 whole weeks. He explained to the butterfly that he was very lonely as he hadn't spoken to anyone in all that time. The butterfly had not met anyone else since coming out of the cocoon either. As they now were both living in the same blossom tree, they decided that it would be safe to spend the rest of the lockdown together. That night, the butterfly slept so well. Her heart was full, and she was so happy to have found such a kind lockdown buddy. She dreamed a happy dream that she and the snail would be friends forever. The end.